Coding design is a kind of method which allows us to visually craft stunning user experiences by using languages like CSS, SCSS, and SAS. With the same thought in mind, today we are going to take a look after full Bootstrap tutorial. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the video. Now here you can see that I am in my folder full Bootstrap tutorial. I'm going to just right click here, show more options, then click on open with code. Okay, so meanwhile let's opening, let's go here and let's take a look after that how we can start with Bootstrap. So first of all, click on you can just search for Bootstrap here and then go to the first link that you're getting. After that, you can see that here's a homepage of Bootstrap. This is how it looks like. And after that, what we are going to do, we are going to just click on document option, and in the documentation you can just scroll down here and you will get like this boilerplate. Okay, so let's just copy this. This is a basic. Okay, let's copy this thing here and let's go back to our VS Code and make up HTML file here and just paste it. Okay, so after that's done, let's give the title here like Bootstrap full tutorial. After that, you can see that here the CSS file and GS file. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to just run this to check if it's working or not. Okay, so let us run this. Let's copy the URL not from here. Let's go here so we can walk side by side. Okay, so you can do something like this, hello world. Okay, now one more feature is there. Suppose if you want that you changes your code and it shows you that how the website is changing, so you can do something like this. You can just set. Okay, let's just first let's take this, minimize it. Okay, now let's take it to something like at this place means half of it will cover half of the screen. Okay, and then the rest of the screen we are going to cover by using the VS code. Okay, and that's it. Now here if you change the code you can see, so if I say hello, I remove the commas, save, you can see, so this is the user friendly experience. Yeah, now you can go back. Now let's see what else we can do here. So now what we are going to do at this place, now what we are going to do, we are going to first go to, okay, let's explore step by step. First of all, if you go to the introduction, you will see that CSS and this is a CDN link of this, like, yeah, CDN link, and then we are having the JS link to connect Bootstrap CSS as well as JS. After that, what we are going to do, next thing is like, yeah, some introduction to how it's going to work. Okay, so the next thing is download. Okay, so suppose if you are, okay, so here's like JS deliver is there. And suppose if you're working with Bootstrap, means like Node.js, so you can install Bootstrap by using npm install Bootstrap. Okay, this is one way, and yeah, you can even install it by using yarn and Bootstrap, and that's the same thing. Now let's go to contents, and I can see that, yeah, I think yeah, that's like compiled Bootstrap is there. This is a folder structure of Bootstrap, and then we are having like JS browsers and devices. Yeah, it's responsive. Okay, so if you see like Bootstrap, yeah, it's responsive, and if you see desktop version of Bootstrap, then it does not support Windows operating system in Safari. Okay, and as it supports everything. Okay, in mobile devices, in Android it does not support Safari, and in Android browser and web view it does not support iOS. Okay, yeah, these are the things, but generally the Bootstrap made websites are really responsive. Next thing you can see of JS, like, yeah, like JavaScript. So you can use the JS as well. The JS is also containing something which is related to designing part. And then we are having Webpack. You can use Bootstrap with the Webpack as well, Parcel as well, White as well. And then there is an accessibility. So yeah, it's also having a lot of things. You can access the Bootstrap designs by using classes. You should not use like you will not be able to use CSS at this point, because you must not use CSS, because we are having like classes. We are having simple classes that you can use to make designs very easily. And after that we are having RFS, RTL. Okay, that's all about the getting started. And after that we are having the customize option, having layout, having content. Let's move on to the forms, because from here the starting comes. So you can see that here's an overview what we are going to learn in this forms. Yeah, you're going to learn about form controls, select, check and reduce range, input group, floating labels, layout, and validation. So let's go step by step. First, form controls. So you can see here's a form, and it's having an, yeah, I think an email address and a text area, right? So to make this kind of thing, you need to just copy this. And suppose if you want to just edit some Bootstrap code rather than your VS Code, you can just click on this button, edit on stack view. Now after that, you will be able to run, just edit this file here and let it open. Meanwhile, let's see the design, how we are going to import it. So for that, you need to just click on this copy to clipboard button. After that, we are going to go back here. Okay, so here it is. Yeah. Now let's paste it and see how's it looking. So you can see something like email address, right? And name, text area. So this is a basic example of how you can use Bootstrap to make a simple form, which is going to contain any kind of email address as well as a text area. Okay, so this is the way you can do that. Now, yeah, that's it. So after that, let's just comment it out because a lot of other projects are also there. So let's go to the next one, and here we are having like select. In the select, we are having like a drop down menu, right? So you may see like at most of the places they are like drop down menus. So to design a very beautiful one, you can use the Bootstrap drop downs. Okay, so yeah, this looks so cool. So let's copy one of them and let's go and try this out. So if I just paste it here, so we're having like a drop downs, right? So if I just go back here, you can see that we are having these drop downs here. If I click on two, you can see it's two, three, and that's like. Now let's go back here and check out check and the radios. So here we are having like checkbox as well as radio buttons. Okay, and yeah, like disabled. So in Bootstrap, what happens? We are having check boxes like default checkbox, checked box. So if I just reload this page, let me show you. So if I reload, then there's a default checkbox, checked box. What's the difference between? If you see carefully, you can see input, but in the default one, nothing is there. But if you see the checked one, at that place one attribute or one information is given like checked. It means the check marks is checked right now. So if I just go a little bit down, you can see here we're having one more, you can see it's checkbox, right? The indeterminate, like, yeah, indeterminate is also used in most of the website, you may see that. And after that, we're having disabled. This is also very common in Bootstrap, like we're having buttons, text, input boxes, we're having select, or you can say drop downs, or you can say check boxes. So they are all having options for disabling themselves. Okay, so for that also you need to just give like disabled. Okay, that's a very simple thing. Now let's go ahead. You can see radio buttons, right? So in the radios we are having like default radio, which is like currently off, and this is a default checked radio. So for that also you can use checked attribute to do that. Now let's copy one of them to show you practically is it working or not. So let's go ahead, just comment this portion of code out, and after that we are going to paste this. So after doing that, what you will observe is the checked radio button is checked and the default is not checked, right? Because we are adding one attribute checked at this place. Okay, now suppose if I add something like, let's check it out, will it hold for, okay, let's save this. So you can see that this is disabled, and with the disabled, if I give checked, then you can see it's checked also and disabled also, you can't edit it. Okay, so this is one way of doing this. Now let's move on to the next thing, switches. So you may see like some websites are having toggle between the light and the dark mode. Okay, so they are having switches in their website. Like if you just there's a dark mode, you just turn on the switch. If you turn off the switch, a light mode is there, right? Like that. And like you can see that here's a very good example of drop down given. Like if I click on light auto managed by the system. Okay, and then click on dark, then the website switches to dark. And similarly, we are having switches as well in most of the cases, to just switch on and switch off. And this is mainly used in toggle cases. Okay, when you are having two conditions, and suppose the user is turning off something, it turns on, and if turning off, it turns off. Now let's go ahead. Now you can see default stack, like, yeah, default checkbox, and I think that's it. So yeah, inline is also there. Like, now comes the way of means alignment of these checkboxes. Then you can see inline alignment is there. After the inline, we are having reverse alignment as well. Like, to means if you see here, we are having the checkbox to the left of the text, okay, but at this place we are having a reverse, like the checkbox to the right of the text, okay. So this is a reverse form, and for that simply a reverse class is being used here. Now we are going to go here, and we are having toggle buttons as well. Like, if I click here single toggle, and nothing happens because only single token is there, and they're okay. So there are toggle buttons, right? Checkbox for toggle button, okay. Now we are having radio toggle buttons. So you can see the examples. Like, suppose if I click on this radio button, right, this radio button, if I just click on this radio button, what will happen? The remaining one will switch on. Click on this means like, you turning off one, turning on one, turning on one, turning off one. So that's a very obvious thing. Now after that, we are having like outlined signs as well. You can see danger radio, right? Like this also, we are having the things like, yeah, the toggle is there as well, and as well as we are having such kind of design that's like amazing. Now the next thing, we are having range. Let's take a look after a range. Like, in YouTube videos you may see like there is a video, right? So in at the below you can see that there is some range, like 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, and it keeps on increasing itself, okay. So this is a range, and to style a range you can use Bootstrap for doing so. And this is one way of doing that. Disabled range is also the min max. Like, you can give the values of min 0 and max 5. So okay, so you can say max 5, like this, some effect like this. And we're having steps as well. Like, means if you are dragging this, means after how many step it will go further, okay. So this is like stepping. And after that, we are having input groups. And in the input groups as well, we are having a lot of things like, okay, let me show you that. Here we are having like input type text. We are having, yeah, this is also recipient username, means at the rate gmail.com. So you can say here the email address, I think so. And there, and then we are having a URL as well. We are having, yeah, so like this, we are having with text area is also available in Bootstrap. We are also having it with text areas. And yeah, this is available with text area as well. Now after that, we're having floating labels. And let's take a look after floating labels. So if I just click here, okay, so this is one of the most amazing thing that I want to tell you about Bootstrap. And what's that? When you are having such a input box and you just focus on that, then what happens? The label floats to the upward. That seems to be very beautiful, right? Like this. So this is a lot beautiful thing that you should know when creating a input form, right? And this you can do in your website to make it more beautiful. So let's copy this code here, Bootstrap code, and let's comment this much of code right now, to check is it working or not. So let's go ahead and say something like this. So okay, so let's go to the result page. Now you can see something like this. So this is a very amazing and very, it seems to be very cool. And you're having an input form and you are focusing on the input boxes, and the labels are floating. Now after that, what we are having the next one. Let's see the next. Okay, so you can see here, and like form validation. When you are giving a form validation, and suppose you get like invalid input, right, invalid input, then you will see this warning sign at this place, with some red theme. So this will show that this is invalid, please enter the correct one, okay. So this is a way of showing danger, or yeah, you can do like that. Now after that, we are having text areas like this. Also there is a floating label as well. Okay, same with like in YouTube as well. When you are editing a video, you may see like comments, right? So if I just click on that, is in that text area, then you will see something like a floating label. So this is a very common in most of the websites with good designs. And yeah, this is being used by a lot of input groups as well. Let's go ahead, and we are having selects. So here also we are having a lot of things like the floating label. With the floating label, we are having drop downs. This is insane. Now after that we are having disabled drop down, like floating label disabled as well. And after that we are having read only plain text. Like suppose if you are having any kind of text, I mean input box, and you do not want that anybody edits that, so you can just set, you can say, you can just set, here it is not there. Okay, here it is. So you can see that we are adding one attribute read only, means no one can edit it, just read it. Okay, so this is the way you can do that. Now after that, after doing that, let's go ahead and say layout. So this is like, this is a layout, simple layout. That's not like form grid. This is all about the alignments. Let's go to validation. Now let's go ahead. Okay, so they are giving something like, we are aware that currently in the client side, custom validation styles and tooltips are not accessible since they are not exposed to assistive technology. While we work on a solution, we do recommend either using the server side options or default browser validation methods. Okay, so by using JS, you can do that. So right now, I think it's not available for every device. Like this. So submit form. Now this looks good, this looks good, but this does not looks good. It's giving us like one warning here. This also does not look good. So this now looks good. So yeah, that's very amazing. You can use it in your form to make it a lot. You can see you can see beautiful, right? And say I give something like this here as well, here as well. Agree to terms and condition. That's all done. Now if I click on submit form, that's all done. Now this is a very beautiful way of presenting any kind of, yeah, you can see custom styles, right? And as well as form validation style of giving a danger sign. So this is one of the most beautiful ways. After that we are having components. Now here, from here, the main things start in Bootstrap, like the main stylings like accordion. So if you go here, you can see something like accordions. Like if you, okay, so this is like a drop down which is containing some big text paragraphs, and this way you find that, like, okay, so suppose if I search here anything, suppose if I say hi. If I just search here for hi, you can see that we are having some such kind of drop downs here, right? The same drop down we are having, right? So this is the same drop down, and it's known as accordion. Now you can make one accordion by using such a code. Now let's just copy and paste the code. Is a very simple way of using Bootstrap if you do not know a lot deep in the classes. So you can just copy and paste the things and edit as per yourself. So that may be a lot beneficial. Like you see, here's an accordion, and that looks so cool. Like you're clicking a drop down, it gives you some text. Now after that, what we are having alerts. In the alerts, we are having, suppose you are making a to-do list, and in the to-do list, when someone submits some form, and as per you form validation, the data is correct. So you can show something like this, like data saved successfully. Enjoy, like that. Green message to show success. And yeah, as per that also we are having the names, like this is known as primary, and this is known as secondary, this is known as success, this is known as danger, this is known as alert, and maybe this is warning, right? Not alert, but it's said to be a warning here. And this is an info, and this is a simple light alert and dark alert. So that's all. Now after that, what we are having next is a badge. That's not a lot, but a badge. Now this also is very essential. Like you can say, yeah, this is a very much. You can see, yeah, here's a very big, good example, and that's like you give a small badge to every button you are making in your website. Okay, so how you can say that? Suppose in some websites they are having badges, right? So like you can see here in the control, if if you see this input box search, they are also having control K as a badge here. Similarly, we are having badges at a lot of places. Mainly in YouTube, you may see something like a badge containing some numbers, like a number of subscription, number of views, number of new videos. So in YouTube, you may some of the examples of Bootstrap. Okay. After that, we are having breadcrumb. In the breadcrumb, what we are having? We are having some, you can say, breadcrumb. We are having something like, yeah, breadcrumb. Not so much special in breadcrumb. It's like a very simple thing. Nothing very much special. Now after that we're having buttons. Yeah, in buttons also this is a very widely used example in Bootstrap. Like in Bootstrap we are having buttons of different kind, like this is primary, secondary, success, danger, warning, info, light, dark, and this is a link. This is in fact not a link, but it seems to be like a link, right? It's not a link. You can see it, the form of text is a link, hyperlink, but it's not a link. It's a button only. And this also I think are there in a lot of websites. Now here's a dark. So yeah, this is like dark, info, warning, and you can use them. Okay, to use them, let's copy one of the buttons. Like let's copy the success one. Let's copy the success button here and let's paste it here. Now let's save this and let's go back to the result page. You can see success, right? So yeah, this is how you can add a button. Now after that we're having button group, like button group, left, middle, right. So like button group, suppose if you're having if you want to just align three buttons in one group, then you can use button group, like left, middle, and right. So this is a group of buttons, right? And this is an active link. Like you can say this is always clicked or this is active clicked. And then we're having, you can even in a in a button group you can even add danger, warning, and success, means the buttons of three different types, mixed styles. And after that we're having outline style. This is also in Bootstrap, like this also you can use in button groups, okay. And after that we're having checkbox and radio button groups. So this is also there, checkbox and radio button groups. Yeah. And after that we are having radio buttons. This also you can use as a group, okay. After that we are having button toolbar. So this also you can see, yeah, this is also used in some of the websites. Like okay, let's scroll down. Like you see in Google we are having something like this, like not a button group, but it's like a link group, like 1 2 3 4 5 6. If I click on 9, it will give me the results for 9 only. So this is like resulting in some pages which are having a lot of results related to one search, then they used to give something like this, right? Let's move on to the next one. Card. In the card we are having a very simple example, like image, and there's an image, there's a card with some text here. And okay, let's copy one example to see how it's going to work. So let's close this. Now let's copy this, and meanwhile let's just comment this much of code here. Okay, let's comment it out, and here let's paste it. And in the, okay, so let me just maximize the view for right now. You can use the side by side view when you are developing, not going from one website to another. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. Now if I go back here, and let me just so you can see there that there is no image. So let's go here and say like mountains, and let's go ahead and just copy one image, but just click on open link in new tab, and then let's just say open image in new tab. And after that let's copy the URL of the image. Now let's go ahead and at this place in the src we are going to give the hyper means the link, okay, to the image. Let's save this, and now let's go back. Where is that result page? Let's restart it. Okay, may not open it there. Okay, so what we can do here, let's just close this one here. Let's go here and just paste it. So now you can see that here we are having like a card with a image there in of a mountain. Let's give the title as something like mountains. Now in the description, suppose if you are making a very simple app, like you do not want to give any kind of serious description, you want to just try that how the text is going to look, so you can use a very default text is there, lorem. So if you just write like lorem multiply, or you can say 3444 as per the size you want. So you can give it a lot bigger as well, right? So let's give only 344 as not a very big one. Let's go ahead. At this place, you can see a lot of text is there, and we're having one button as well. So this is something like this. Now let's go ahead. So this is a way you can make and include one button here. Now after including one button, the next thing you can do by using Bootstrap is you can just seek a carousel. Now this is also very beautiful thing that you can do. Like it is having a first slide, second slide, third slide, and like now you may see it in YouTube. Not right now. YouTube is not making any kind of carousel, but previously, like you can say 1 or 2 year before, YouTube was also having such a kind of carousel in their website. They were having like badges, big badges of different events that's going on in the world and different new videos, premiers, streams. So they were having some badges on a carousel in their homepage. Okay, so you can see something like this. The carousel looks like. So you can make one carousel by just copying. Okay, let's copy one and let's paste it here to check how the carousel is going to work. Let's go back here, load it. So you can see that something like this is coming. Okay, let's go ahead and say image. Okay, so there is an image like first slide, second slide, third slide. Okay, so okay, for the image, what we can do here, let's give the same image in all of them. Let's copy this image. Where is that? Let's copy this. Okay, let's copy this and then we are going to just paste it, and then we are going to just paste it. After that's done, let's go back and now you can see. Okay, wait a while. Okay, so it just got disconnected. Why is that so? Let's go back and now you can see something like this. First slide. I can see one arrow is also there on both the sides, right? So this is one batch. You can reduce the width and height as per your wish. Now let's go here and just comment this carousel as well. Now after that's all done, let's go ahead and take a look after the next close button. So like a close button is, suppose you, if you are in some websites, what happens, you are making a login form. You click on the login form and they give you a drop down, not a drop down, but you can say a window, and it's not the actual window. It's like you can say, okay, so you can see something like in the middle of your screen, something like this. Yeah, something like this. So if I click on that, you can see that some window like object is coming on my screen. The background is darkened. Now you can see some window. Now to close this window, we need one close button at this point. Right now they are not having. If I click anywhere else, it will I mean just close it. Now you can see close button can be used to make such a kind of windows. Suppose if I make such a kind of window and you want to just make a user interaction that whenever user clicks on the close button, it closes itself. So you can use it by using close buttons. Now after that, we are having collapse. So in the collapse section, like this, right? So we are having like collapse. If I click on this button, then the remaining content will appear. So this is the way you can do that. So like there is an horizontal as well. So if I just click here, so something like yeah, this is a little bit cool. Like if I just click here, the text appears from the horizontally, and after that we are having one vertical, not vertical, where's that vertical one? Horizontal, yeah, horizontal only. So multiple toggles and targets. Now after that we are having drop downs. This I think I've just explained it. Drop down was given even before. Let's go to list. Now at this place we are having for, okay, so this is a way you can list the items. That's a very simple example given as listing. This looks a little bit cool. That's why it's preferable to use Bootstrap to make list as well. Now there are models. Yeah, there's a model like yeah. I want to say that thing. Not a you can't say a window, but a model, model used by made by using HTML and CSS, like a model. Now you can see here's a close button as well, and they are having one like something, a text title and close button, save changes and close this by using close button. Now we are having the main thing that most people use in their website. Like suppose if you are developing so fast and you do not want to waste your time in such a small thing, then you can use nav bar in website. Like most of the websites are having nav bar as well, so you can just click on copy to clipboard to copy a nav bar. And let's try one of them. And now let's go back. Where's that? Yeah, here you can see navbar, home, link, drop down, and here's a search bar. That's it. So you can just remove this, disable. Means there are all the types. You can just switch it to light mode as well. Now after that we're having navs and tabs. So this is also one of the mostly used thing, and you can say it's used in most of the websites as well. Naps and tabs. And off canvas, like this, like a side, you can say a sidebar comes on the screen. So this is off canvas. Pagination is there, like something like yeah, this is one that you can use in your, suppose showing search result. Okay, so for showing the search results you can use this pagination here. Placeholders are also there, like wait a while, what's that? Yeah, so you can see in the placeholder what happens. Suppose if you want to show some kind of effect, like something is loading, please wait, something is loading. Like in YouTube, and yeah, this is very good example. When we just open YouTube, what happens? It just gives some at starting. Yeah, if you see that we are having such a effect, like it's loading. Yeah, you can see a loader is also there. So when we are just when you open YouTube, you can see that the videos are shown to be opening. Please wait for a while. So this is one you can use, placeholder, and that's very amazing. Now we have a popover, popovers, and after that we can, okay, popover. So you can just click here to view some kind of text title as a kind of, you can say, toast. Now this is also very nice. This is also very nice, like a very you can use it. Suppose at many conditions, yeah, you can use this kind of thing. We are having progress bars. Like suppose if you're making a website that shows some statistic details, then you can use this progress bar as well. Because by using the progress bar, you can show the progress made by a company or an organization in a certain period of time. So this is a very good way of presentation, presenting your data to any other body in a website. Okay. Next thing, we're having scroll spy. In the scroll spy, what we're having, we are just having something like first, it's like connecting the things. So if I just scroll down, it will just highlight or active that link that we are viewing right now. If I click on second, it will just scroll up to second. First, scroll up to first. Click on the drop down, the third heading, fourth heading, fifth heading. This is a very good example of how you can add a very smooth scroll down in your website by using this kind of scroll spy. After that, we are having spinners. In the spinner we have sorry, not spinner but a spinner. And spinner is like a loader. And yeah, I made one video on loader in CSS as well. And this is a way of very standard kind of loader that, okay, so yeah, you can see something like in primary, secondary, success, danger, and warning, info, and at last, I think, yeah. Now this is the way you can make one kind of loader. Let's copy one example here of a primary loader, and let's go here and paste it. And this can show the effect like something is loading, please wait. Now you can just implement JS for instead, at a real point you can just load the things, but when the things are loading you can just show something like this. So I just made a video that how you can show you can show this loader when some data is loading at the background, and when the data comes you can just present the data. So if you did not see that video, just go there and see that. uh, and after that, after the spinner means the loader, we are having the next as toast. And yeah, this toast is also very interesting. Like you are building any kind of, you can say, chat app or a notification notificatory app that's going to show you some notifications. So you can just have something like this. You click on the close button to close it. Now we are having tooltips. So this is like an overview. Tooltips, yeah, like tooltips on top to present some data by hovering, and right, bottom, left, and top. tooltips with HTML, like passing some HTML as well inside that. Now we are having like within SVG, yeah. So you can even you do it by using an SVG, something like default tooltip, something like this. So this is a way you can use Bootstrap. There are a lot of things other like there are APIs and background. So there are a lot of things to explore in Bootstrap, but the main part just I have covered. So yeah, that's all for this video. Meet in the next video with some new build and technology. Till then, see you.